What's going on, Jeromes? Beautiful day for some Q&A. Thank you, everyone who submitted questions. We'll do better at getting to the questions. First up is B. Breaker. If Darrisaw isn't ready by week 1, would you rather have Rouse or School? He needed to change his name, right? I know it's pronounced School, but he's on the Vikings now. Can we just call him Skull now? Right? Because it's like when Joe Theismann was a quarterback in Notre Dame, and they're like, hey, Joseph, we want you to win the Heisman, so we're going to call you Joe Theismann. Anyways, but Justin School fill in for him. So ideally, he'll be there for week 1, but in terms of the backup, like Justin School was running with the ones at OTAs week 1. Now, that doesn't mean everything is set in stone, but I think they do see Rouse as potentially more inside. So if they keep Blake Brandel, who knows? But could Rouse be the swing guard as well with some tackle flexibility? Certainly possible. Because there's even scuttlebutt last year when Ed Ingram was finally being benched, that Rouse was going to get into that competition before it ultimately went to Dalton Reisner. But School is that veteran swing tackle. I think that the Vikings have a lot of trust in him. It was major bringing him in as they let go of Quisenberry. So I think probably going to be School, but of course, nothing set in stone. School obviously has an inside track. Next, Scully. Should the Vikings wear Winter Warrior back-to-back versus the Lions and then the Packers? Which other games should the Vikings wear throwbacks or alternate uniforms? Love the channel and the content. Hey, thank you. So the NFL has relaxed its rules in terms of like having 2 helmets. They called it a safety issue before, but I think that. All right, so the question is, should they wear back-to-back Winter Warrior? Well, home games, December 25th, Christmas, is going to be great, as well as I got the Packers Week 18. Now, there's a good chance that Week 18 could be meaningless because the Vikings will have the 1 seed locked up and the Packers will be out of the playoffs. They're already tanking. They're already building around Malik Willis and trying to find ways to get rid of Jordan Love's contract. Other than that, I don't know. Like I feel like Ravens could be a good one at home. You do have the Falcons Sunday Night Football. Yeah, that could be great for the throwbacks with the gray face mask and the Bud jerseys, as it were. Commies December 7th, the day they'll live in infamy. I could easily see Vikings commies getting flexed to Sunday Night Football that week, even though the Vikings do play Sunday Night Football the week after at Dallas. So I think that there's going to be opportunities. And the Vikings, throughout the Vikings history, like there hasn't really been a lot of uniform alterations. Like our big throwback thing is like, hey, we got gray face masks, but Winter Warrior ones, they look good. They look good. And I know, why are you using an artist rendition of the Winter Warriors when there actually is real photos of a game? Don't care. Just J.J. McCarthy feeling fine with number 9. That's what we're doing. Next, Boy Pico. Do you believe in life after love there is more value in having Blackmon or Nudie have considerable more snaps in the defense throughout the offseason with the starters than Isaiah Rodgers? Development of young corners has been a significant problem in recent years. So basically what it comes down to is that Isaiah Rodgers needs reps too. And I right now, just shooting from the hip, I think that the 2 starting corners will be Rodgers at left cornerback and Murphy at right cornerback. Now, Rodgers played about 85% of his snaps at left corner for the Eagles last year versus right. Murphy's about 50-50 when he's not in the slot. So I think that in terms of which side they're most comfortable on, Rodgers left, Murphy right. Then when you go sub-package, right now I'd say Blackmon outside of right cornerback, Murphy in the slot. I think that's probably where we're at right now. But in terms of off-season reps, like Rodgers is new to the system as well, so it's important to get him up to speed. Blackmon actually has a full season and an OTA, mandatory minicamp, under his belt, so he actually has significantly more experience with Flores than Rodgers. Nudie also has a year under his belt, but yeah, I don't find too much of an issue with it because Nudie and Blackmon likely be your starting second-team corners. And also, the fact in training camp, as we said before, a lot of times it's ones versus ones. But last year we noticed that there was a lot of second-team defense versus first-team offense, first-team defense versus second-team offense, and it's a spot where Nudie and Blackmon will still get a lot of reps, especially on that second team, especially if they go up against the first team. So I'm not too worried about, like, things will sort itself out. But getting as many reps as possible in, as well as those preseason games, that's gonna be huge because I imagine Murph isn't gonna play in the preseason. Maybe Rodgers gets some run, but Nudie and Blackmon, man, like, I'm ready to go. Next, not your average Vikes fan. Who is your all-time favorite Vikings player that wasn't drafted by the franchise? Now, there's a bit of a legalese loophole here because technically I could say John Randall, Thielen, Sherrills, Ham, etc. because all-time favorite Vikings player that wasn't drafted by the franchise because they were undrafted. Nailed it. But in terms of players that came in with other teams, so Chris Carter was initially with the Eagles. He came in the supplementary draft where he was at The Ohio State University, rocking number 2 Buckeyes. I wonder how he feels about a Michigan man at the helm for the Vikings. Woo. Hey, as long as he wins, he probably doesn't care, right? But CC was drafted by the Eagles, and they had to let him go because Carter had some well-documented off-the-field issues. But it was funny when the whole thing about Chris Carter, all he does is catch touchdowns. That wasn't meant to be a compliment, right? Because Buddy Ryan and the Eagles, they kept everything under wraps. The public didn't really know about Carter's off-the-field stuff. And when the Eagles surprisingly cut one of their best players, head coach Buddy Ryan at the time with the Eagles, he had to give a reason. And the reason was, he said, all he does is catch touchdowns. Now, Buddy Ryan was in CC's corner the entire time, right? So Buddy Ryan's a good dude here. But he had to say something to the media, and that was the criticism. And it was initially supposed to be an excuse, but then it turned into a badge of honor, which is kind of awesome. But Chris Carter, for me, top 5 receiver of all time, and he's one of my favorite players. Just the hands, the sidelines, the toe tap. Let's go. And of course, Antoine Winfield Jr. So you have one of the best. Again, another Ohio State Buckeye. Again, he's probably thrilled about J.J. McCarthy. But Winfield's drafted by the Buffalo Bills and then came over to the Vikings in free agency and was just that dude. But pound for pound, one of the toughest players in NFL history. Plus, his kid is pretty damn good. Although, I'm still really mad that the Vikings didn't draft him. Come on, man. Come on. He was right there. But it's okay. I could also put Steve Hutchinson on this list. Original with Seattle. Then Poison Pill coming on over. A true blue Michigan man. I'm sure he's perfectly fine about J.J. McCarthy. But for me, that's it. Who are yours? Favorite non-drafted by the Vikings? Let us know. Comment section. Lastly, Salvador Rodriguez. And do you think we will be more creative running the ball because we always run the middle and always it's first down? So basically, running the ball straight up the middle on first down. And I mean, the Vikings, whether it was Aaron Jones, whether it was Madison, whether it was Dalvin Cook, things didn't really change under Kevin O'Connell. Now, I think that they're maybe not so much expanded creativity per se, but just execution of simple concepts, right? So basically, since you have a better offensive line than you have in years past, Darisaw, Jackson, Kelly, Fries, O'Neal, it's going to be a lot easier running the ball. Also, you got fresh legs, you got power with Jordan Mason. Hopefully they use C.J. Ham a little bit more leading the way. Aaron Jones, hopefully he's going to stay fresher throughout the year. So I think the Vikings, they don't have to reinvent the wheel running the ball. I think you may see more power gap man blocking versus outside zone since we have the personnel for it now. And just execution of simple concepts will make the run game appear way more vibrant and creative than it actually is. It's the same stuff, just done, executed much better. Although, what's interesting is that I feel like McCarthy has the athleticism as well as decision-making to run an RPO offense, run pass option, but obviously he was in a pro-style offense at Michigan. So it's kind of funny that he's got the skill set for RPOs, but he just never run RPOs throughout his career. So interesting there. But I think that the run game will just look a lot better because you just have better players involved and more of a dedication to it. Because Kevin O'Connell's talked ad nauseum about wanting to get that run game going because he understands that that's going to be J.J. McCarthy's best friend as he gets acclimated to the National Football League as a young quarterback. But that's it. That's it. Q&A for this beautiful day. You guys are the absolute best. You know what to do. Skull production value.